So Freddy can just go into people's bodies now? Alright. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and this is my review of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. This movie was directed by Jack Shoulder and it stars Mark Patton and Robert Englund. This centers around Jesse, a character who moves in to the old Thompson house from the first movie, and he begins to have dreams of this man known as Freddy Krueger, who wants to use Jesse's body as a way to kill. This movie is considered to be the gayest horror film of all time, and there are some really good nods to that fact. However, to me, this movie doesn't feel like it is that, and it goes really nicely with where the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise is. So, let me give you guys my thoughts on this film. This movie it's okay. It's an alright Nightmare on Elm Street sequel. My biggest issues with this film, because I'm going to get right into my negatives. My biggest issue is the whole aspect of Freddy being able to just go into Jesse's body and use him as a way to kill. Doesn't make any sense. They don't bring up how this is possible inside the Freddy lore or inside of the franchise itself within this movie. They don't bring up anything about how this makes sense. It's just you have to now somehow as an audience member believe that Freddy can just do this because he's Freddy Krueger, and it doesn't make sense. I don't like it because it just kind of feels like they're trying to reinvent the wheel, but they're trying to do something that's drastically different from what we saw in the first film, and kind of makes Freddy almost way too powerful in the sense of that he can pretty much do whatever he wants. It's just odd to me that they made this choice. Another big problem for me, another negative, unfortunately, is the characters. I don't really care about any of these characters. Now, Jesse's not a bad character per se. I think it's really interesting that he's the first male final girl, in a sense, but my biggest problem is Lisa in this movie. Now, Lisa is a pretty face to look at, but she is very artificial throughout the film. Her emotions are very flat. She delivers her lines in such a mute way that it makes it unbelievable for me to look at this character feeling a certain way towards Jesse. And it's just, the Lisa character is written poorly and not executed the best. As well, the actress who plays Lisa isn't the greatest in the role. But these characters, the cast of characters in this film, a lot of them just kind of feel like they're there for exposition. And they're there to try to, I don't know, make it seem like the high school is a lot bigger and that Jesse is a lot more popular than what he is, because he has this one friend named Grady, and he gets in trouble with Grady a lot. And they have this relationship that's a little odd because it seems like they both detest each other, especially Grady towards Jesse, but then you find out that they're actually friends, and there might be a little bit more behind the scenes of how Jesse feels about Grady in a more intimate type of way, but they never really explore that. It's like Grady is kind of this character who's a jerk through most of the film, and then in certain moments where you actually start liking the character, he dies. And so the characters in this movie just very mute and really don't need to be there. They don't really serve any purpose other than obviously Lisa, Jesse, and Fred Krueger. Now, Freddy in this movie, again, he's dark. He's scary in this film, but this is where they kind of get into a little bit more of a hammy Freddy, where he isn't so jokey, but he has this dark comedy that sometimes works, sometimes it just feels inappropriate at times, where he's trying to make these like dark sexual type of references or things like that, and it just makes it so that way Freddy isn't as likable in this film as he is in the original Nightmare on Elm Street. The dream sequences, though, my favorite dream sequence, probably one of the best scenes in this movie, is the opening bus scene. That scene gives me chills. I absolutely love that scene. I love the way that it's composed. I love the different shots that they use to create that scene. I love the atmosphere surrounding that scene. You have just this innocent kids on this school bus who are just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's really nice. Some of the CGI is obviously very outdated, but it's a really nice scene because it really brings you into the story. It's intense, and again, it leads you into this aspect of, okay, this is where we're going, and this is kind of where Freddy still is, where we're going to get a more scary and more gripping film kind of like we did with the first movie. So I really like the fact that they also foreshadow it at the end of the film with another scene that is just the exact same thing with a couple of different characters thrown in the mix. So I really like that they did that. It was really interesting to see from a film like this being able to foreshadow from the beginning to the end, where it just felt natural and showed that, guess what? Freddy is not truly dead. Honestly though, guys, this is a decent film. I think you should definitely watch it if you're someone who is looking to get into the Nightmare series. This is one that you can definitely watch and have a good time with. There are moments that you're going to love, and there are moments that you might not think stand out enough like the first film, or there are going to be those weaker moments in between where it just kind of feels like the movie's not going anywhere. So anyway, what did you think about Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge? Let me know down below in the comment section of this video. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.